Hey, happy Monday, everybody. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Monique Robinson and Chad Silver. We are laboring on this Labor Day.
Yes, we are. Thank you for watching us on air, online, Fire Stick, Roku, and the News 2 app. The big story of the day today, the weather.
Yes, it looks like a winter day on the Skycam view of downtown Greensboro. The skies are completely blanketed with clouds and it's just rainy. Makes you want to stay indoors. It's a great day to take a chill pill on this Labor Day. Rain has been the story for most of the day. You can see this loop through of our satellite and radar showing that rain pushing off into the north. If you are in Asheboro, things are dry and quiet now. In Greensboro, things are starting to change in terms of the rain. The clouds, well, they're still sticking with us. When I widen this view, I'm keeping a close eye as to what's happening down to the south of us, especially around the Charlotte area. They're seeing some lightning. We haven't seen too much lightning. In fact, a lot of the rain that's moved through has been quiet. I was immediately awakened to some loud rain earlier today, but then things changed and it became much lighter. And as we head out for this afternoon, still some light showers, but some of those storms can track our way. So that's why I'm keeping a close eye to see how that pans out. The estimated rainfall totals are widespread across much of North Carolina and South Carolina. This is still the state of North Carolina. All of that is completely dry. So folks down at the beach are not seeing the same weather that we are here at home. In fact, they have plenty of sunshine and their temperatures are so much warmer as compared to us because they have not seen the clouds and they have not seen the showers. Unlike us, temperatures have stayed in the 70s. All of this yellow you're seeing on the map is indicating the cooler air, the cooler spots. And then along the coast where temperatures are much warmer, it's because they've seen abundant sunshine. Tonight, temperatures falling down into those upper 60s and clouds sticking with us. A few showers can pop up throughout the latter part of the day, along with some scattered storms.
There is promising outlook following recent reports on the job market. Despite inflation staying high, a new data shows good signs for jobs as more people search for work.
The Labor Department says 315,000 jobs were created last month. That's down compared to previous months, but still a strong number historically. Numbers also show higher unemployment rates, which signals more people entering the job market. Experts say this shows economic growth and moves the nation farther away from recession.
Lots of local businesses have felt the hiring struggles. Labor Day crowds can impact staff that's already stretched thin. At the Green Bean Coffee Shop in Greensboro, workers told us they're seeing more customers and they're able to handle it because of loyal staff.
I didn't ask off for the holidays, so, it's, to me, we have pretty fair shifts here at the coffee shop, so it's not too much of work to come in just for a few hours on just to me, it just feels like a normal Monday. One of the best things about working here is we're a really great team. So we do have a lot of really great employees here and we're all willing to help out each other. So if there was anyone who wasn't able to work today, I think we just are always able to cover for each other and work it out. But yeah, it's all pretty fair.
This Labor Day is the busiest since before the pandemic. 12.6 million passengers are expected to pass through airports across the country.
Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport is expected to be the fourth busiest airport on this holiday, with over 500,000 people passing through. The other busy airports, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, Denver International, and LAX in Los Angeles. We haven't seen many cancellations, but if you do get delayed, the Transportation Department is launching a new online dashboard to help passengers compare airline compensation policies for delayed or canceled flights. This dashboard comes after a summer full of COVID-related staffing shortages and severe weather caused cancellations and delays at airports across the country. Now, for those ending their summer with a road trip, drivers will likely see some welcome relief at the gas pump. The national average for a gallon of regular gas, $3.78. That's according to AAA. That's down 82 cents from $4.60 the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. And if you plan to travel, experts are saying if you're going to be driving, probably want to leave the road right as early as you can, save some money and some time and avoid traffic. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, DFW International Airport.
Whether you hit the roads or the skies or stayed home, for the holiday. I asked you on my Facebook page, what are your Labor Day plans? Greg Taylor says, I'm relaxing and watching football. Tawana Daniels wrote movies all day. Arcel McGee, Caribbean Labor Day Parade in Brooklyn, New York. Fun, fun, fun. Felicia Westry wrote oil change this morning, just relaxing around the house. What are your plans? I'm working, Felicia. And then Keisha Latanya said resting from labor. That's what you should be doing. Whether you did something super special, you should be relaxing on this day.
My dad, he just sent a photo to our group chat where he took a nice little selfie and he's by the grill, and I'm like, I wish I could have been there,
Right?
but I'm here.
I know. So when I think about working holidays, I think, oh, it's kind of a bummer to have to work a holiday when a lot of other people are not. But then I think back to the holidays that I took off, and my coworkers were here doing the opposite, right? So I'm like, okay, we could work one holiday every once in a while.
I don't really mind working holidays every now and then because they're very calm, very relaxed. It's almost like working on a weekend. You have a smaller crew. We get to spend more time together. So it's all cool. But this past weekend, I did, do some relaxing. I went to Williamsburg, Virginia with my family. We stayed at a resort. We grilled out. We stayed by the pool. So I got my fun in then.
I mean, in all honesty, I really don't like working the holidays. If I'm being real, I don't like working the holidays, and I look forward to the time people to spend with my family. But I understand in the business, you work your way up, and then you get more time off and things, and you kind of have to grow and learn along the way. So, I mean, if I'm just being honest, I never enjoyed not being able to be with my family and friends on holidays. But I hope that I serve a purpose in your community by providing the weather on the days, whether it's a holiday or not.
And if I'm being honest, I'm wearing white shoes all year long. I don't care what they say about Memorial Day to Labor Day. That doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah. I still follow that rule. I grew up with
really?
it. My mom was like, you don't wear white pants after Labor Day. But what about you?
I was actually going to try to find a white dress just to be,
to be that person.
Just to be that person, but I don't have one to wear, but I wanted to. I mean, I don't know. Fashion is fashion. Whether you look good or not, I mean, just rock you,
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
I expect to see some white shoes tomorrow.
I wish I could pull off like white dress shoes.
Or you could do some white sneakers. I've seen some anchors do it.
Well, they're behind the desk, right?
No, like I've seen people tell the weather in a nice pair of kicks before on air.
All right.
I've seen in severe weather coverage because in that time, I mean, nobody cares what you wear. They just want to hear.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get your 4 to 5 roundup now. First up today, we have new information about several fights that canceled Friday's football game at Dudley High School in Greensboro. Police say they broke up several fights outside the game as Dudley played Hillside from Durham. There were 6 off-duty officers covering the crowd of about 1,500. Greensboro police say some people had minor injuries. Guilford County Schools says the incident is under investigation. The game was canceled at halftime. Greensboro police are searching for a 17-year-old girl with a cognitive disability. Police say Miracle Graves was last seen Wednesday at her home on Beckford Drive. Graves is 5'4" and weighs 150 pounds. She has burgundy-colored hair. Call police if you've seen her. In the world of politics, Labor Day traditionally marks the final kickoff ahead of the November election. President Biden is spending the holiday rallying union members in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. The campaigning comes after a speech last week in which he accused former President Trump of corrupting American democracy. Trump responded by calling the president's words hateful and divisive. He also doubled down on the FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago home. A third party is expected to review the evidence in the coming days. And speaking of November elections, there is one big race in our state, U.S. Senate. Democrat Sherry Beasley is up against Republican Ted Budd. They're competing for Senator Richard Burr's seat, who chose not to run again. Absentee ballots go out on Friday. In-person early voting starts October 20th. Election Day is November 8th. And there's a recall right now for a children's shoe sold on Amazon. Footwear company Colin has pulled several kids' sandals because of a lead hazard. The company says the inner layer of shoe has levels of lead that exceed the federal limit. It can cause a range of serious health problems if ingested. Shoppers should contact Colin for a refund. Spider-Man No Way Home catapulted back to the top of the box office over the weekend. The movie raked in $6 million in ticket sales. Success for the movie, which actually came out last year, is largely attributed to heavily discounted tickets for National Cinema Day. The Saturday promotion led to the highest attended day of the year with 8 million moviegoers.
Did you all take advantage of the cinema day this past weekend?
Oh, that's okay. I did not, no, but apparently I should have.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
They did. It actually came up in conversation when I was out of town with my folks. My mom was like, "Oh, I heard about this cinema day. Is that something y'all want to do?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to relax by the pool. I don't want to go see a movie, but you know, if you are doing something with your family, that was the perfect weekend to take advantage of the deal."
And I mean, that's really cool that a movie from last year
Yeah.
is now back at the top of the box office because of something that, you know, just kind of came out of nowhere, I feel. Like, we talked about it last
Yeah.
week, but I had never even heard of it.
I think this is the first time that they've ever
Oh,
done
okay.
something like this because the numbers have been lagging so much
Sure.
in the movie world or theaters. But I think they definitely should try to sprinkle this a couple
Yes.
times throughout the year.
I mean, immediately when you hear movie tickets that are that cheap, I'm jumping on it and
Yes.
trying to go. I remember when I lived in Wilmington, one of the theaters in that area, every Tuesday they had discounted tickets that were kind of cheaper like that. But if they had this on a regular, kind of maybe more folks might get back into it. But I don't know if that would be profitable though in the end if they're kind of like.
It might be if they've been struggling as much as they have said, and they thought some of these big box office name movies were gonna like change the game, and it didn't.
Yeah.
So maybe this will help it. I don't know.
And I mean, if you think about it, I'm just going to scroll back here to read this, that it was the highest attended day of the year.
Wow.
So, I
Wow.
mean, and it was just a typical Saturday.
They should do this quarterly.
Well, I think also a lot of people are still not 100% comfortable being
Yeah.
Sure.
in large settings and such like that. So, I mean, maybe this was finally a time where people said, you know what, things are getting a little bit better with COVID
Yeah.
in some way. Let me, you know, take
That's a
that
good
step to go out into the community with a large group of people.
Once a quarter. You should
Once a
should
quarter.
tweet at them about it.
I should, shouldn't I?
Yes, you should.
And then you guys can give me like year-round passes.
Yeah, right. All right, it is time for our Friday Football Fever Game of the Week voting. You will see the story at the top of WFMYnews2.com, so you can vote there. There are 5 games to choose from, and you can vote as many times as you'd like. The poll closes Wednesday at 5 p.m. We'll be right back.
Here's something to think about while you're preparing your cookout plate today. A new study is raising awareness about ultra-processed foods. It says ready-to-eat meat like sausages, bacon, and sugary drinks can cause higher colon cancer risk in men. Researchers found constant consumption of these foods increases men's risk for colon cancer by 29%. The study did not show a similar impact for women.
Cancer is the second leading cause of death in the United States. Doctors and scientists worldwide have long sought to develop a cure. Right now, there's a social media post claiming a major step in that direction, so let's verify.
Finding a cure for cancer is the moonshot that scientists worldwide want to discover. So when Verify viewer Ashley spotted social media posts and headlines like these claiming one study achieved the impossible, she asked us if scientists really cured cancer. So Ashley, let's verify. Did a cancer drug trial cure all of the participants? Our sources are the results of a trial published in the New England Journal of Medicine and Dr. Tom George, an oncologist at the University of Florida. The posts and headlines referenced a study published in June. Researchers administered an immunotherapy drug to fewer than 20 people who suffered from a rare type of rectal cancer. After 6 months, the study showed the cancer entered remission for all patients, meaning their cancer was no longer detectable. Both the study authors and our source says while this is certainly exciting news, it's too soon to say the participants are cured.
We need more time to know that the cancer is truly permanently gone. We don't know that yet. What we know is that the cancer shrunk. It shrunk down so far that we can't see it anymore.
Researchers also want to make sure the cancer didn't spread to other parts of the body, as well as conduct a larger study to see if the drug works with more people with rectal cancer. So the claim that a cancer drug trial cured all of the participants needs context. This was a small study of patients who had a rare form of cancer that returned very promising results.
We're all very, very excited about this because it could usher in a new era for patients with bowel cancer.
With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
If there is a claim or a question you want us to verify, just send us a video or a short paragraph. The email address is verify@wfny.com. We'll be right back.
With a day like today, rainy and cloudy, kind of makes for a good day to be indoors and not necessarily at work. The showers still continue to be picked up on our satellite radar as it loops through. Most of the northern counties and towns and cities are all the ones still seeing rain. Elsewhere, things are much drier down to the south, but we do have some straggling showers and storms pushing north from around the Charlotte area. This is a look at the estimated rainfall across this area throughout the last several hours. And you can see it's been very dry as we look west. If you are around Burlington, across Alamance and Caswell County, things are much drier as compared to folks elsewhere. One of the hot spots, at least in the central Piedmont, that have seen rainfall, zooming in really closer just south of Yadkin County, around 1.4 inches of rainfall just south of Huntsville. Now, as we zoom on over to another hot spot that's seen significant rainfall just east of Eden, 2.2 inches of rainfall throughout the day today. A lot of folks have seen rain, and as we continue through tonight, the next question is, as these straggling showers and storms from the south push further north, will they become storms? Will they be weaker? Will they weaken and just completely dry out? Well, this model shows them weakening, but continuing to move towards the north, but clouds not letting up. As we go through the wee hours of your Tuesday morning, we could see a stray shower or storm across the area, continuing through those wee hours of your Tuesday. Now, as we go through your Tuesday afternoon, we could see some more rounds of showers and storms all ahead of a cold front. So it's a very unsettled weather pattern for the next several days, and you can see the temperatures all below average. So it's a cooler, wet week ahead. Tuesday and Wednesday are expected to be stormy days. In the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you see that WFMY News 2 app, that QR code that accompanies it. Scan your phone to that QR code right now so you can easily download that WFMY News 2 weather app. And so when each of these days has rain moving in, you can track the storms that are headed into your neighborhood easily with that News 2 app.
Okay, this is the craziest story that you're going to see today. A tortoise is having 2 times the fun for his 25th birthday. Janice is the oldest of his kind. He lives at a museum in Switzerland, but that's not the most notable fact about him. See, Janice is a 2-headed tortoise with 2 hearts, 2 sets of lungs, and 1 digestive system.
Since he cannot react his head into his shell, he is kept in captivity for safety, and his days are spent with a lot of pampering, including organic food, daily massages, and green tea baths.
Caregivers say they enjoy caring for him, but oftentimes they have to watch for conflict. The 2 heads each have separate personalities and sometimes feud over decisions like which direction the body wants to walk.
It's just so cute, though.
I mean, that's, it's really hard for me to wrap my
Yeah.
mind, my one mind around 2 minds there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a tortoise expert, but I am a terrapin. Shout out to University of Maryland.
Okay.
College Park.
Terps.
Yes.
I like that.
I remember we went to didn't we go to the zoo or something, and you were like, look at that, something we went to get, okay, I'm making stuff up, but I thought we went to
The science
the
center.
science center, and there was a terrapin there, and I believe you were like, aren't you a terrapin?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was like, there's your
I'm making
mascot.
sure that we were together. Lauren trying to play me on here.
But
Back to the subject.
Back to the tortoise. I mean, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, to think you have to use 2 different heads to know like which direction you're gonna go in. You know, I barely can make certain decisions with my sister. I couldn't imagine like having a whole nother like head, you
With
know, at
different
all.
personalities.
Yeah, different personalities. Yeah.
2 hearts, you know, we're choosing, this side chooses to love, this one chooses not to.
And then, so we've evolved now to humans, right? With like 2
Yeah.
heads. Okay, so what about dating?
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that does exist, because
You're right, yeah.
there are
possibility.
Siamese twins
Yes.
and
Right.
things like that who are able to, you know, have their own families together.
So many questions.
But I would say that he's living the life. Tea baths and massages
Yeah, it's
daily.
getting-
Organic
pampered.
food, daily massages, and green tea baths.
Sounds like the life to me.
The daily massages had me. I'm here for the daily massages.
Same.
Well, and like, what my question is, how do you massage a turtle?
I think they just enjoy having their shell being rubbed, or their underbelly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like a dog, like how you can rub
Scratch
their
the
belly, or a
belly.
cat.
Yeah.
I like that too every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just a little belly scratch. All right, we're gonna go to break. We'll be right back.
Mic check 1 2 3 4 5. I am ready for the 4 to 5.
Welcome back to the 4 to 5. Hope you're having a lot of fun today. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Monique Robinson and Chad Silver.
And if you're at home avoiding the rain or the weather, you're probably enjoying being inside right now. I feel like it's one of those Mondays.
Yeah.
Like where you gotta get the chips and the M&Ms. What do you have at home that you're snacking on? Tell us in the Facebook
Sounds like
chat.
my kind of day.
Tell me what I could be having if I was
Right,
not
yeah.
here
Live
right now.
vicariously through you at home. But so we're expecting the rain to continue.
Yes, this rain story is going to be the same story once again tomorrow. So not only just today, but we're going to continue to have active weather throughout the latter part of your Monday and continuing in through your Tuesday. This is a loop through the satellite radar. When it loops through, what I mean is it's like a time lapse showing you where the rain was and where it is currently. And the green that you're seeing is all pushing off to the north, making for drier conditions all around Guilford County, including Greensboro here at this station, and even further south in Randolph County around Asheboro and folks down there. But what I'm keeping a close eye on is what's brewing right about here and about to make its way right into Davidson County. All of these storms are going to push to the north, and that's what's going to bring us another round of rain activity to end out the Monday. When I really widen this view, now we're including South Carolina and North Carolina. So folks just to the south of us, I really have to pay a close eye on what's happening there because that's what's going to head into our area. So keeping a close eye on South Carolina, you see some straggling showers and storms, and those ones are the ones that kind of pop in and move out quickly, not the continuous shower activity like what we've experienced today. This is a look at the estimated rainfall, showing you a recap of all the places that have seen rainfall today and totaling that rainfall from the start of this Monday morning all the way until now. And you can see across South Carolina and even North Carolina, including showers and storms. The temperatures now in those 70s, at least here in the Triad, but warmer along the coast where they have not seen rain. The dew point sitting in a mix of 70s and 60s, making for an uncomfortable end to the day. Showers continue for tonight with temperatures in the upper 60s.
Regardless of the weather, folks are on the move. 12.6 million passengers were expected at airports over the holiday, the Labor Day since before the pandemic. The numbers are credited to recent drop in gas prices. The national average for a gallon of gas is now $3.78. That's down $1.24 from the peak in June.
Since this drop in prices, yes, it motivated me to get on the truck and just travel. I mean, I wouldn't have done that 4 or 5 months ago because they were like super sky high.
If you're hitting the road this evening, experts recommend leaving early as possible to save money and avoid traffic.
All right, time now for your 4 to 5 roundup. First up today, Greensboro police are searching for a 17-year-old girl with a cognitive disability. Police say Miracle Graves was last seen Wednesday at her home on Beckford Drive. Graves is 5'4" and weighs 150 pounds. She has burgundy-colored hair. Call police if you've seen her. In the world of politics, Labor Day traditionally marks the final kickoff ahead of the November election. President Biden is spending the holiday rallying union members in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. The campaigning comes after a speech last week in which he accused former President Trump of corrupting American democracy. Trump responded by calling the president's words hateful and divisive. He also doubled down on the FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago home. A third party is expected to review the evidence in the coming days. And speaking of November elections, there's one big race in our state, U.S. Senate. Democrat Sherry Beasley is up against Republican Ted Budd. They're competing for Senator Richard Burr's seat, who chose not to run again. Absentee ballots actually go out on Friday. In-person early voting starts October 20th. Election Day is November 8th. And today is the last day to donate to our Tools for School drive. Drop off school supplies in the bin at your local Walmart. Everything you donate stays in your area. Thank you so much for helping us do this for 25 years.
Triad announcer Dan Mackey gave his final sign-off at a recent Greensboro Grasshoppers game. Mackey has been the team's on-field host for nearly 2 decades. You may have seen him with the jester hat and the jersey pumping up the crowd. Mackey says it's time to focus on his day job as he tries to expand his business. He says it's hard to say goodbye after all these years. As a big thank you for his notable entertainment, the team gifted him with this painting with Guilford. That's the team's mascot. Very, very, very cool. I went to a game not too long ago where there were some folks that came from out of town from the New York area that came to support him, that knew him, and we sat with them and they were just talking about how great of a person he is inside and out, even outside of the stadium.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm not a big sports person, so whenever I go to any type of game, I'm so intrigued with the entertainment that comes with just the whole
Right.
arena and space. So when I went to the Grasshoppers game, the one that I went to most recently, I was just so intended to him. My eyes were just glued to him going around the stands, him having the energy, him just making it a fun experience for
Right.
the person like me who's not that invested in the baseball game itself.
Yeah, his stage name is Spaz, and he's been around for, we just said many, many years. And I think that it can make a night and day difference on how good the entertainment is. For example, I've seen him a lot at the games,
Yeah.
and he has so much energy.
A lot.
I was at a game in Norfolk yesterday, a similar style, and their guy was not very good. I mean,
Oh,
he was just
wow.
kind of like very mellow and didn't really get the crowd going, and I think that makes a big difference.
It does make a big difference, and the fact he's been here for 2 decades, you can tell because he's so comfortable, like, this is my home. When he's walking around, he's bouncing over here, he's bouncing over there, he's throwing t-shirts into the audience.
Right.
He does a really great job.
Some big shoes to fill
Absolutely.
for whomever is up next in line.
Right, yeah.
Chad, something you might be interested in?
Heck no.
Hey, I could definitely see you with the jester hat.
I could probably.
What would your nickname be?
I don't know. I could Silverado. That's what Julie
Ooh,
calls me,
Silverado,
so,
I like that.
But
Sounds like a nice car.
it would just be like, you'd be so hot working out there. I mean, it's baseball season, right? So it's
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
summer, so it's hot.
You gotta
But
love it.
Baseball players get a healthy check. So
I don't think minor league baseball players
okay.
get a very healthy check.
Clearly I know nothing about baseball, folks, okay? This is me. I just pay attention to the entertainment.
Well, speaking of minor league baseball, as you know, we have got some wacky minor league baseball team names around here, but the Savannah Bananas are in a league of their own. You won't believe how they're selling out stadiums and spreading across social media, coming up in about 13 minutes.
Plus, we talk Carolina Panthers ahead of their Week 1 game against the Cleveland Browns. This is a pivotal year for head coach Matt Rule after 2 consecutive 5-win seasons. We'll look back at the changes the Panthers made this offseason while looking ahead to some players that will need to take a major step forward to contribute this season. I'll even share a few of my own predictions, and that's coming up next on 4 to 5. We'll be right back.
The Carolina Panthers kick off the regular season on Sunday when they host the Cleveland Browns at Bank of America Stadium. WFMY News 2's Sean Higgins has a preview.
The last time the Carolina Panthers played a game that mattered was January 9th. That's 239 days ago. And to be honest, you'd probably have to go back a little bit further to December 21st when they were actually still in the hunt for the playoffs. Either way, Carolina is looking for more success this year. And if Matt Rule's reputation as a program builder holds true, the Panthers should be in line for a big jump forward in the win column. In his 2 prior head coaching stops, Rule has taken 3 seasons to turn the teams around, but that was in college. I will say that this Panthers roster is the best it's been in a few seasons, and here are some of the key additions they made in free agency, addressing a bottom 5 offensive line with Austin Corbett and Bradley Bozeman, and they also happen to use their first-round pick on left tackle Ike Ekwonu out of NC State. And let's keep an eye on Brandon Smith, who shined in the preseason with some big tackles from the linebacker position. And of course, we all know about quarterback Baker Mayfield, who the Panthers traded for early in July. Now, if the Panthers are going to turn it around this year, they'll need some major contributions from young and established players. So let's start with the obvious one, and that would be Baker Mayfield. The quarterback is the most important position, not just in football, but in all of sports. And last season, the Panthers had the worst passing offense, according to Football Outsiders. And then, of course, another obvious one, Christian McCaffrey. The running back played in just 10 games the last 2 seasons. But if the Panthers are looking to succeed, he'll need to be more than just healthy. He'll need to return to that all-pro level we saw back in 2019. And then, finally, this one, Yetur Gross-Matos. He plays on the other side of the field, on the defensive side, and he has some big shoes to fill. He replaces last season's sack leader Hassan Reddick. Gross-Matos has impressed in limited play time, but will be asked to perform more consistently this year. Now, I cover these players to watch and so much more in my 2022 Panthers season guide. Just head over to WFMYnews2.com to get yourself caught up before the game on Sunday.
Ooh, how you feeling?
You know, I feel good. In that article, I talk about how it feels different. Last 2 seasons, you know, we knew that they weren't going to be as good because they were kind of rebuilding to get back to where they were. This season, though, maybe they're, you know, cooking with some magic. I don't know. Who knows? Well, you can't know until you're on the field.
So they have a lot of new different players that we think is going to bring, you know, something special to the team this year. But outside of the new players, what is it going to take for this team to really perform at their best?
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, that's honestly, he's given us so much time, and he's such a special player.
Okay.
And luck. I mean, so much of a football season is luck. Whether your players get hurt, whether you get that fumble or you catch that touchdown. It kind of happens that way. I mean, the Panthers have really been in a lot of games the last 2 seasons, losing by less than a touchdown. They just haven't been able to push it over the edge. So hopefully this year everything is melding together.
Is it healthy to put that much weight on the back of one individual? Because, you know, last year with Cam Newton coming around, I was like, we're about to win. And then did that do a lot for the team?
It really did. I mean, it was so exciting. The Panthers were so bad on offense last year that Cam Newton was like fun to watch, and then they just kind of went back to being. I mean, it was excruciating. I'm a Panthers fan. It was excruciating to watch that offense last season. It was just so doldrum, and you know they weren't really scoring many points. They were turning the ball over. It was just the defense was good. Hopefully they'll stay good, but I think Baker Mayfield, if you think about a floor, right, at the lowest they could be, it's way higher than it was last year with Sam Darnold, and his potential, he could really push them into, you know, maybe the playoffs. I think the playoffs are an actual possibility.
And it's wild to think, you know, look at where Sam Darnold is now. I mean, with him, geez.
Yeah, you know, football is a brutal business. And
right.
It's all. I mean, the Panthers just cut a player today who, in college, was a Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Got hurt last season, looked really promising, but they cut him before the season started because he's hurt again. So they need the bodies, they need the players to play. So.
And of course, you know, we are the official home of the Carolina Panthers. You can watch Sunday's game right here on WFMY News 2. I'm curious to see how this is going to be. Obviously, they set it up so Cleveland is playing here. Baker's old team. Yeah. I love that storyline.
Yeah, it's great. He's been honestly very mature about the issue, but I think on the field we'll see the old Baker with all his gusto and bravado. So I can't wait.
Looking forward to it. All right, it is time to vote for our Friday Football Fever Game of the Week. Have you voted yet? If not, why not? You will see the story right here on the top of WFMYnews2.com. There are 5 schools to choose from, and you can vote as many times as you like. The poll closes Wednesday at 5 p.m. We'll be right back.
We are just days away now from the peak of hurricane season, that day when we have the most likely tropical activity. So I want to give you the latest update on the tropics. We have Danielle swirling well out into the northern portion of the Atlantic. Really no concerns there at all for the U.S. This is Tropical Storm Earl. Zooming in a little bit closer, a very healthy thunderstorm. On our tropical satellite view, whenever you see those darker hues of colors like these purples and these pinks here, these are indicating very strong thunderstorms. So that's what we're seeing at the core of this. But unlike the Hurricane Danielle, well to the north, this one doesn't have that well-defined eye where we can see right through it. So in this case, we are only looking at a tropical storm with a very large cloud shield extending there out. It's moving at 6 miles per hour, extremely slowly, with the wind sustained at 65 miles per hour, just a few hairs away from being a hurricane. As we go over the next couple of days, it is expected for Earl to become a major hurricane through the end of the work week. However, with it being a major hurricane, hurricane, it is well away from the U.S., which is good news. There is no direct impacts expected with Earl as it continues to veer northward and out to the central portions of the Atlantic for the end of the week. Here at home, temperatures for tonight falling down into those upper 60s with a few showers around, winds staying light out of the south. Now, as you can see over the next several days, temperatures are going to be below average. The storms are likely once again tomorrow and Wednesday. It's going to be a cool, wet week.
There are some unique minor league baseball teams out there, but there is one team in Georgia that really takes the cake. The Savannah Bananas have attracted millions of fans with their TikTok videos showing batters on stilts and players in kilts.
It's a very cool story. These team circus-like antics regularly draw sellout crowds, and now they're planning to take their viral show on the road. Take a look.
Millions of social media views, sold out stadiums, and a waiting list 80,000 fans long. The Savannah Bananas are a home run that came very close to striking out.
We just didn't know if people were going to believe in our vision.
Jesse and Emily Cole created this baseball banana land.
When we first showed up, the former team had cut the phone lines, they cut the internet lines, they took everything out of the ballpark. We only sold a handful of tickets in our first 3 months.
The couple sold their home to make payroll, just trying to make it to opening day.
At the point where you're selling your home, living on an air mattress, were you like, is this worth it?
I never hesitated with our pursuit of building the dream. We really were so blindly optimistic that I don't think we ever slowed down enough to say, maybe this won't work.
Savannah had a long history of not so successful baseball teams, so locals were skeptical. Then the team's name went viral, and their first game sold out. So has nearly every game since. Jesse, in his banana yellow tuxedo, is the ringmaster of this part circus, part vaudeville, part pretty good baseball with a few rule changes and a directive to have fun.
How did you change the game?
It was the idea of looking at every single slow, boring friction point of a baseball game and doing the exact opposite.
Like a groovin' TikTok dance before pitcher Kyle Lugg hurls a strike, viewed more than 43 million times.
We look for ways to stand out.
Teammate and his catcher, Bill Leroy.
This guy's out there twisting around doing the jerk or twerking or whatever else, and then boom, he throws a strike right down the middle, blows it by a guy.
What do you say to the baseball purists who are like, this isn't baseball?
It's like whether you're a purist of the game or if you like really enjoy what we do, we're all trying to grow the game for the next generation.
Viral moments, be it the dancing umpire, a flaming bat,
Both runners off on the pitch.
a player on stilts, or in a kilt, happen all night long. And don't forget the Banana Nanas senior dance team. This bunch of bananas has a lot of appeal.
That is so cool. I love that story.
The Savannah Nanas.
Banana.
Or the Banana Nanas.
Banana Nanas, great name, man.
I feel like there's so many people who are watching this now. They're like, let's book a trip to Savannah.
Right,
Because Savannah overall, when I visited, it's such a fun culture environment. You can carry, because before they brought it here to Greensboro with your liquor, and it's just like a fun environment to be in, even family, go to the beach. So now you can have this other added element and just have a ball in Savannah.
Well, you missed the part that Sean was telling us during the commercial break that they're done.
Well, they'll stay
And they're gonna
there,
travel.
but they're going to
okay.
travel around. But they're going to get out of their league, like the Grasshoppers play in a league with the Dash. They're not going to be in a league anymore. They're just going to make it like the
Harlem Globetrotters.
Just travel around and play at different. Maybe they'll even
So they'll
challenge
come
the
here.
Grasshoppers to a little bit of a game. That would be something I'd like to see.
That would be great.
Yeah.
What we were talking about earlier with the Grasshoppers, say if you're not a sports person or that into the game, this is definitely going to pull you in because it's a performance.
Yeah.
essentially. I mean,
Right.
did you see that picture on stilts?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Super cool. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought it was so beautiful for the couple to go on faith like that,
Yes.
to
Oh, yeah.
kind of just say, you know what, we're going to go all in with this and look at the success now. That always doesn't happen for me.
Right.
Just 2 weeks ago, they were playing on ESPN. The
Really?
Sillies televised
Wow.
the game because they're getting that popular. It's incredible.
So now that they're no longer going to be like playing in a league per se, I wonder if you have to pass some type of like dance audition or something to be on this
to be on the team.
I'm not good enough at baseball or dancing to be on the
Because
team,
did you
but I'd
see
love
them?
to
They were
be a part
like
of the
doing
game.
like the Dougie or something
Yeah,
before they.
it's
Well,
I think if you just have good energy.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you like everybody on the team has to be on the same page. You
Yes.
can't have some guy that's like, I don't like
yeah,
doing
it's the
this.
commitment from everybody, from
Right.
the stadium to the owners to the
Right.
team, the banananas, all of it. I love it all.
I'm
I
booking
love
a trip
that.
to Savannah just to see them. That is so cool.
We'll be right back.
So head over to these are your choices. So head over to WFNYnews2.com, click on the sports section to find the poll and vote.
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Hey, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie, they forever go together like a classic combination. What kind of different things do they
Hi, everybody. It's time for my 2 cents. And today we're talking about laboring, not childbirth. Labor Day. We're talking about the American worker, celebrating the contribution of the American worker to our country. It is Labor Day, and if you have to labor today, then thank you for your efforts. If you don't, enjoy the federal holiday. Where did this come from? Well, it goes back to the late 1800s. Now get this. Back then, the average American worked 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Even children as young as 5 or 6 years old were working in mines and mills and factories. Finally, some groups came together and said, we got to regulate this. We'll do some labor unions. We'll get some agreement to try to put some regulation so the American worker has a better situation. And thank goodness they did. Now, on June 28, 1894, President Grover Cleveland signed Labor Day into law as a holiday, a federal holiday. But unusual here, no one really knows who came up with the idea. We just know that Grover Cleveland signed it into law in 1894. Nowadays, Labor Day for us, yes, we do celebrate the American worker, but it's really the unofficial end to summer and kind of the beginning of the going back to school season type of thing. And it's celebrated on the first Monday in September. So again, if you do have to labor on this Labor Day, thank you for your efforts. And if you don't, enjoy a 3-day weekend. But that's just my 2 cents, and that's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We are following pop-up showers, possibly pushing your Labor Day cookout inside right now. The storms could hit parts of the Triad with heavy rains at times.
Yeah, Monique, so many people probably kept their outdoor plans tonight hoping, but let's put reality versus hope in perspective.